the police.
Man, my heart dropped every time.
We are the morning show that you can watch at night. Did you know that?
Because it's teaching, in my personal humble opinion, young women that you don't have to really go out there and get a real job. You can look pretty and spend your days, see who you can date, and become Instagram famous. And then you too can be fabulous every day. It's an unrealistic expectation of you.
But we're going downhill from here.
Little balled up stomachs.
Nobody wants to own up to anything they've done to African American people over the past 400 years. You want to take everything that we got, everything that we brought this country, forget, you know what? I love indigenous people. I love everything.
I always talk about the movements. Why people keep doing stupid stuff and why I don't get the Black Lives Matter movement and all this other stuff. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just start my own thing?
A whole entire country was built on the backs of...
Hey, listen, y'all know what time it is. Mr. Lee Black, holla. Oh, my. Look at those words. Okay, holla at him for a second. This is not 9 minutes and 49 seconds sitting on somebody's neck. This is an officer doing a very difficult job, right? That should have been avoided before it happened.
Did you really mean that? And I was like, yes, absolutely, I did mean that. With my whole being and my whole heart.
TFG Tonight with Brenton, Haynes and the morning team.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Ain't she cute? Y'all better not say no. What is up, everybody? I just want to say good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All y'all in Australia. Good day. Hey, y'all. It's been 7 days. I ain't seen y'all. I sure hope y'all excited. I know y'all watching the Cowboys, but y'all come watch the real boys. We finna get into some things right quick. And then I promise y'all, I'll make sure y'all be able to watch second half. Is that all right? Hey, I'm excited about this show because, we done had some news break just in a matter of hours about some things. And so we're going to talk about it. I would keep up with the Trumps and I would give y'all the word of the day. But I said the Cowboys is playing. So I'll bring it back next week. Is that all right? Let's bring the family on so we can get started. Yeah, look at them. Woo, ladies, I'm telling y'all, it's getting too close to October. Y'all better come on.
It's Friday. You better get your beard in. Come on now, ladies.
Yeah. Y'all doing all right, man?
Good,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
How you doing?
Good, man. Listen, I'm straight, man. Dwayne said he out there shooting blanks, so I just said, all right, we'll catch up with you later. I'm just teasing.
I wonder what kind of blanks he's shooting, but
Yes. Yes. Hey, so listen, we ain't gonna play around. Let's go and get started. Hey, breaking news, y'all. R. Kelly, he gonna come out with a new single. It's I'm gonna die in jail.
Yeah.
I believe I'm gonna die. He gonna die in jail, y'all.
Yeah.
Listen, they reported that the jury came back, they found him guilty, and they said he can get up to 140. Now, I listen. I'm gonna do some African American math here. Shoot, he got to be almost 50.
He's 52 or 53.
That's it.
Yeah, 53.
I think he's
And
53. Yeah.
And listen, with 140, when you carry the one, that's almost 2. That's almost 200.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Kels ain't gonna make that. Listen, he gonna have to step in the name of love, in that jail cell, I guess. Okay, I got 2 more songs I want to reference.
Yeah.
Black. Okay, before we start, I want to say they hit him though. They hit him with racketeering, y'all.
Yep.
And sex trafficking. Now I thought he was just doing that by himself. But apparently, you always find things that you never heard of when you start fooling around with us and that justice system. And so they hit him with a thing called a Mann Act. And y'all know what that is? They say, the Washington Post said that the Mann Act is him curbing. So I guess once he took women across state lines, that was considered violating an act called the Mann Act.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, and it wasn't. It was the fact that he was taking them to participate with other people. Black, this your boy now. I know you got your free cash shirt underneath that collar.
I've been gave that shirt up. I knew he was never getting out from the very outset. Everything about how they look. Well, let me say this first off. I never one time on any platform, on any forum, public or private, have I ever said the man was innocent. Let's start there. So let's start there.
Yes, sir.
So any defense I've ever made of R. Kelly was never about his innocence or guilt. My problem has been with the procedure and what they did and how they used him as a pawn in the Me Too campaign. And my thing has always been that he was guilty before he was ever actually convicted. And it's the way that they did him that I objected to.
Yeah.
In the movie JFK, there's a line that Kevin Costner says. He says the federal government can make you believe that an elephant can hang from a cliff with his tail tied to a daisy if they want to. So they can make you believe whatever they want to believe. Hence, we have the magic bullet theory. Yeah. My problem has always been in that they locked this man up and took away his freedom and his ability to make a living while they built the case against him.
Yep.
So the moment that the federal government got involved, his goose was cooked from that point on.
Right.
And so I object to the fact that they used him to put a face on the Me Too campaign, which in my personal opinion has done more harm than any good is done for relationships between men and women. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted them to be fair across the board, and that if you're going to single him out, even in this trial, if he's guilty of all of those things and you really give a damn about the innocence of of women, why didn't you prosecute all the people involved? Because all those people that knew about it and responsible and participated, how did they go free? Yeah, and my thing is, if you gave a real damn about women, Gloria Allred talks about in her 40 years, this is the worst case that she's seen. The same way, like on this very show last week, that prosecutor said the worst thing he's seen was about a gymnast. Are you kidding me? So in 40 years, Gloria Allred, you don't have a problem with all the other black women that's missing every year right now? Oh, by the way, if we give such a damn about women and what's being done to them, are little boys any less innocent?
Yeah.
Where is the federal government prosecuting the bishops, the priest, all the way up to the Pope?
Yeah. Let me say some of that. I'm gonna turn your faucet off a little bit. I know you got a lot more to say. I'm gonna turn it. I want to say a little more to that, Kenny. I mean, what's the difference between Kelly and Epstein?
He black.
There you go.
Well, just to keep it.
I was just trying to throw the alley-oop, bro. I didn't know he was gonna keep.
We keeps it funky on TFG tonight, but that's it. And brother Black, man, you broke that down very well. And to let me say this and give this disclaimer too. I love R. Kelly's music, but I definitely didn't support these allegations, which he's been found guilty of now. I definitely did support that. I definitely felt like he was guilty of what he was being charged with. Now, we just talking about in the state of New York. I mean, he still got stand trial in Illinois. So this thing isn't done by no means. So he still got a whole bunch of charges to go. And I'm just gonna say this, man. I was reflecting back when I saw the breaking news, and I remember the first time I heard R. Kelly in a public announcement. I want to say that was like 90, 91. Yep. And I was like, oh man, who is this new dude that's been bust on the scene? Here we are, 20, 21, 31 years later, almost. And now we have seen one of the most talented musical brothers in our generation. And that's it. This is it, man. Yeah. This is it. This is rap. You know, just like Brother Black said, when the federal government get a hold to you, you might as well. You might as well. And then his defense. I'm gonna be honest with you. His defensive team was.
Oh my God,
they were horrible. But
man, listen,
it is what it is.
Trump supporters or something.
I don't know what. I mean,
no,
his defense was really not that good.
Money.
But, who got hustled?
Money.
Right.
They came out with his net worth, and he's negative $2 million. And so realistically, they put on a defense comparable to what he's worth, negative $2 million.
Yeah, he don't have no money. He's broke.
Oh man, he got to sell him. What you call it? You got
his masters or something.
He doesn't own them.
He doesn't own them.
Herein lies the problem.
Does Jive still own them?
Own everything.
Oh wow!
Keep in mind, the man is illiterate,
and he couldn't read.
And he signed one of the worst deals in music history, where he should have the net worth of a Madonna, $800 million. He owns none of his masters.
Got him, coach.
All his publishing is gone. And when they arrested him, let's think about this. They also took away his ability to continue to make music, so he couldn't even raise money for his defense. So the defense that they put on was comparable to what when the money ran out. Hence, they put on 5 witnesses,
only 5
of which was former employees of his, and they poked holes in the story. So really,
about that too. Yeah, shout out to Miss Sherry and Miss Britannica. Good to see y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, shout out Sherry. Shout out Big Sis.
Avid supporters.
Britannica is my cousin, by the way.
Yes, sir. I remember. Yes, sir. So okay, I got one more thing to talk about with Kelly. They called the people that testified heroic. That is so annoying. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I liked his music. I can't listen to it anymore. Like, and that's just my conviction, just because of how I feel about what he did. Like you said, you never said he was innocent. But when you say he's not innocent, that means that I can't even support it's almost like when you find out what they really put in those chicken nuggets, you don't really want to eat them no more. You know what I'm saying? And I choose not to. Just who I am. I can't listen to that. As much as don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, and you know, I have memories of certain songs and things like that, and I get it now. But at this moment, having 2 daughters, you know what I'm saying? That's just real for me. So my thing is, back to where I was at, I kind of sidestepped for a second. Who in the world had a nerve to call these people heroic?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I really want to use a very intelligent word. Here's a decent one. I'm appalled at the fact that we get up in arms at people who will let the 45th president say things and they just ignore it. But then we come around town from the king of R&B and we doing this very same thing, y'all. Yeah. What's the difference between us and them? Like, we despise these people who still cheer him on. But why? Listen, I think every single person that even the ones that said they saw him do things to Aaliyah, whoever, if you was there, they call that an accomplice.
That's exactly what it's called. I totally agree. They should be held accountable too. They need to stand for charges too.
So that's my thing. But I will be remiss if I don't say one thing for me, because I want to give my personal conviction. Everybody knows that R. Kelly's my favorite artist of all time. Now, when I say that, I'm taking Prince and Michael Jackson out of the equation. They're in the lane by themselves. They're in the lane by themselves. Right. Once you take them 2 out, R. Kelly's and I said that for a reason. For me, for my personal choice, you know, I'm able to divorce myself from the man and the art. Because the moment I go down that slippery slope for me, then I can't watch any John Wayne movies anymore. Yeah. I can't watch any Woody Allen movies anymore. Because my thing is, if we're going to single him out because of his bad behavior, and it turns me off to such, then Elvis Presley was a racist. John Wayne was a racist. You know, I could take a look at the art statue of David, you know, where he's a naked statue. And I could say that is a contributor to butt dicking. But being that butt dicking is on the menu right now, nobody's saying anything. The flavor of the month right now is Lil Nas X, and it's popular. And so butt dicking is completely popular. But if I can look at that and say, hey, this man's got his penis out, that contributed to all the butt dicking that we see around here. So,
listen, in fashion, in respect of Monday Night Football, flag on the play.
And I'm being nice.
Personal foul.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Personal foul. Yeah. Oh, Britannica, I hear you. And again, man, you want me to take that rabbit hole? No. I'm talking about Britannica. No. I'm talking about Britannica.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Right. Because no, I'm with you, Black. I'm like, if we're gonna throw it all out there, then throw it all out there, right?
All out there.
Yeah, right. And I'm with you. I feel what you're saying, and like I don't.
But I don't have daughters, so that's the full disclosure for me, where I could see where that would be a pressure point for you having daughters.
For sure, because it takes it to another level. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
Yeah. And yes, ma'am. And at that point, I'll say this. Like, when I tell y'all we are on the precipice of probably a dark side that y'all just read about in Corinthians, like, y'all ain't seen nasty yet. Y'all ain't seen raunchy yet.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all just buckle up, because right now y'all still think y'all can watch TV. But hold on, see that's okay. Anyway, I don't want to get into the African American stuff yet. We'll get to that later. But so I'll say this as we wrap this thing up with a nice bow. To Lee's point, you're right. There's so many things that we don't know, and even if we did know, the thing is, the blessing and the curse about our minds is that we have the ability to forget. And the reason that's a blessing and a curse, it depends on what you're trying to forget. Okay. All right. So I'll leave it at that. So that way, the only way you gonna keep remembering is if you keep you keep it at the forefront and you have a passion for it. But other than that, that's what it is. So R. Kelly, your time has come, brother, and you remind me of an R&B singer.
That's wrong. Oh, that's wrong.
I had one.
I had one too, but I'm gonna go let my man make it.
All right,
I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump in time.
That's a good one. Listen, I bet he wish he could sing his mama now. Okay.
Oh my goodness. All
right. What's next, man? Let's get to it, because we be all day. Congress shutdown, man. Listen, if this ain't deja vu, right? But the interesting thing about this is we in a pandemic, bro.
Right.
And y'all still don't care.
Still don't.
Y'all still don't care.
Yep.
Britannica, I know. Just pray for us. We just I'm sorry. And listen, and the game is on, and I'm trying to move it along, but I can't do that. But listen, y'all, shout out to everybody that took an L that last time they shut down, bro. They didn't care. Like them police officers, them janitorial people. But y'all know it's so funny. Right. If y'all didn't know, way back early in the 1800s, maybe, and I'm give or take a few decades, they had put in law where they made sure that whatever happened in the government, that the servants, hopefully y'all know who the servants are, the people y'all voted for.
Yes, sir.
No matter what happened, they would always get paid.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, but I don't think some of our listeners may not know that. You know what I'm saying? Some people, and maybe not everybody, but some people may think that, oh no, well, they're not gonna do it long because that means they're not gonna get paid. No, they actually getting paid still.
Correct.
Right? And the only people that's not getting paid is those that's working for them. All the aides.
Correct.
All the minimum wage payers, or whoever getting paid, however they getting paid, them people, right? But all the people that have the ability and the power to make the decisions, they still get paid, y'all.
Yep.
Tell me how much of an oxymoron is that? That you make the decision that don't even affect you. Yeah. Okay, all right, Ken. I mean, number one, I want to ask both of you, brother. Y'all think they're gonna shut it down?
I think they are gonna shut it down, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it's just one quote I read when I was reading about the shutdown. This one quote I read from John Thune, Republican out of South Dakota. This is what he said. He said, "I think a lot of our members are very uncomfortable doing anything that would make it easier for them."
Yep.
Y'all know who the more them is, right?
Yep.
It's the Democrats. So guess what? When they try to pass this thing in the Senate, it ain't gonna even get past the Senate anyway. Right. They've already said that it's probably not gonna get out the Senate. So man, let's go. You know, these politicians, man, they don't care. It's about power and political posturing. That's what it's always about, and that's what it's always going to be about. They could care less about the people it affect. You're talking about federal employees that won't get paid. We're talking about people that work for Social Security Administration. We're talking about the IRS people. We're talking about people that get Social Security or Medicaid. They may get delays in their payments because there's nobody working. So crazy. If you believe politicians have your best interest in mind, I got some land in Timbuktu I want to sell you. For sure.
Man, and I want to say this, you know, how dumb were we to continue to let them do this? I understand why they did it back then, because these folks back then were, they wanted to make this land is our land, this land is your land type of folks. Them folks were shooting them jokers.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? The post office got held up. You know what I'm saying? At some point in time, my thing is we got to fix that, because it doesn't make any sense that you make decisions for everybody else, but it don't affect you. That to me, that carries zero weight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Politics in this country has been broken it's been broken for decades, for years. And the question is, how can it be fixed? Or do we want it fixed? Because we know those in power don't, because they don't look like us. So we know they want to keep it as status quo. So we already know that. So we got to figure it out ourselves as people of color. So
that's right.
Black, they gonna shut it down?
I do. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, and I could see that happen easily. And to you brother's point, it's not supposed to make sense. They smell blood in the water, you know. You said a minute ago about our ability to be able to forget things.
Yes, sir.
January 6th, there was an insurrection. And for just a short period of time, there was fear in their party's eyes because they didn't know what would happen. But once again, the Democrats and their slow-witted dumbness, waiting and pontificating over everything, and they got to take everything through this and that. So here we are now, September 27th. That happened on January 6th. It's no coincidence that the former president is back making noise again, affecting change, and having the governor of the state of Texas make a decision the very next day. They smell blood in the water. They're going to muddy the waters and bloody Joe up as much as they can to position him that if he wants to run again or somebody else. And so the same thing they did to Obama, not at the same degree because he was black, but they're going to fight this man tooth and nail at every step. They're going to make to your point, Brother Kenny, they're going to make everything he do hard. They're not going to give an inch. And damn that he have relationships that he formed over 40-something years. They smell blood in the water, and they're going to bloody him up. And they've already threw open the doors and let a whole new element into the government. It's not supposed to be fixed. They don't want it fixed. Our government is the great shell game. We are the laughing stock on the world stage. And so fixing this government is not possible, in my personal opinion. At this stage. What has to happen, and what I believe will happen, is ultimately the United Nations is going to be given the power to take over and do things that need to be done because governments have proven that they're incapable, unwilling, and drunk with power to do it. And it all needs to be wiped away. And I could go scriptural on that, but I'm not definitely going to go down that rabbit hole. But
yeah. And I want to say one more thing to this, because where we are, as you guys said, ain't nothing gonna change. If y'all just Google all the things that are on the table that they have done a horrible job of trying to pass through, George Floyd, infrastructure, all these other things, man, just go look at all the things that they putting on the immigration. All these things that they can't get done. It ain't can't, they won't get it done.
Yeah,
right.
That's the key word. They can't, they won't. It can,
but they can get a
won't.
shot. They can get a shots, and they can get all the other stuff done. You know, they can send the money out, the checks. They can do all the things. They okay, but
brother Brenton, right here in Atlanta, a few months back, when a massage parlor incident happened, they galvanized. They passed a law against crimes against Asians. Right here in Atlanta, just last weekend. Swastikas and stuff against Jewish people. They mobilized. This is in 1 week, and already they have anti-Semitic laws. They can do what they want to do.
Yeah,
true.
Man, listen, Greg Abbott just recently told them boys that was riding them horses on them Haitians. He said, "Man, if Joe fire you, y'all got a job over him."
See,
I said, "Bad boy, man." I said, good Lord, man,
you
that's
see?
crazy.
You see, man,
yeah.
This well, this state is crazy. But just back to the government shutdown. I like you say, we've been down this slippery slope before. I'm like, why can't these politicians get it together? Why? I mean, what's the problem here? I mean, we pay you guys to work on the behalf of the American people, but you work on your own behalf. But back to what Brother Black said, and I agree. I think the United Nations may have to come in here and try to wipe this stuff slate clean. It's like, look, this ain't working. We getting ready to start from scratch because your government is not working for the people.
No, we've seen too many fights in other countries, so they ain't finna come over here and do nothing. Well, I will say this, y'all, and we can move on. I mean, since we're in the era and in the age of pretending, just playing pretend around here, like we don't see things that we really see. We don't call things. We say they take our money and pay themselves. Yep, I agree. Yep. I would say, listen, since his name is Joe, won't he get a bat and call Sam? Call Sam crazy, Joe. Hey, come on, East Side High.
hey, did you guys see him take his booster shot live during this press conference today?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
The theatrics of it.
Exactly.
Come on, crazy Joe. Get your bat, man, and clean up East Side High for us. Come on.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. What was that? What was the one who said that dope? What was that white boy that was the rapper? What was his name? Anyway, okay, I'm tripping. All right, what we got next, man? Let's keep it moving. iPhone app tracking. Now this was interesting because they made a big deal about this for like at least a month, right? Because of all the data breaches and all the information that people can see. So now, y'all, here we go. Houdini's doing the bait and switch again. Right?
Yep.
They want you to believe that they got your best interest at heart. So let's talk about it. So here recently, I don't know about you Android boys, but I'm just saying for Apple, you know, they made it clear that they were going to make sure that everybody was on the up and up about you having the authority to say who can and who cannot track you on by downloading their apps. So they put the real big cute commercial on here where one guy was walking around all over town and, you know, all these people kept following him, you know what I'm saying? And he sat down in his house with about 40 people that he didn't know in there. And this little comment box popped up and said, allow or don't allow to track. And he kept hitting don't allow. Everybody started disappearing. Well, let's just say it's a two-way mirror. You may think they're gone, but they're still there some kind of way, right?
Right.
So apparently, where you used to could So they use the example of the Subway Surfer listed as one of the apps that you have must play. Now, all of a sudden, with Facebook and all of them, but something curious happens after you ask not to be tracked. According to an investigation by researchers at privacy software maker Lockdown and the Washington Post, Subway Surfer starts sending an outside ad company called Chart Boost 29 very specific data points about your iPhone, including your internet address, your free storage, your current volume level, and even your battery level. It's the kind of unique data that could be used by advertisers to identify your iPhone, possibly letting them know what other apps you are using and how to target you. I talked about forgetfulness. You know, it's funny because somebody don't mean good when they always put a loophole in something.
Right.
Loopholes are supposed to be for belts.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put your belt through them. But loopholes nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, is when they tell you one thing and they come right back around and do the very same thing just to get you off the scent. Well, we have a lot of willful, ignorant people in this world. And I'm just telling y'all just got to be careful. Like we talked about last week, it's very difficult for us to now move away from all this convenience. But the problem is that, man, they are literally sitting in your house with you.
Yeah.
Right. And when you piss the wrong person off, y'all better go ask Will Smith. He was running around the subway with his drawers on. And what was that movie? What was that movie? Enemy of the State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know how movies do it, man, but they call it, right? They tracked him down everywhere he went, man. And they tried to destroy his whole family. Right. So I'm just telling y'all, man, y'all be careful. Get your life together, man, because folk don't even they'll know about you before you come in for the interview. Yeah. And they already have their mind made up whether or not they're going to hire you or not. All because of your social media.
That's facts. That's facts. You speaking facts, Brother Brenton. And I don't know why people think that they have privacy when it comes to social media. I don't care. You can make your Facebook private. You can make your Instagram page and whatever. Yeah. But that stuff ain't private, because when you sign up for these social media sites and these apps, a lot of times we don't read the fine print. There's some fine print there.
We're too busy.
So once you click, I accept. Yeah, that's a wrap for you. They got access to your whereabouts. So that's why it's weird. I don't know why people be so up in arms about, saying, well, I want my privacy. If you're on a cell phone, if you're dealing with any type of technological equipment, you don't have any privacy.
Yep.
So that's where I was going to go. It's not just ahead. Cell phone. I'm sorry, let me cut you off, brother.
No, and it's just not cell phone. So my whole thing is, when I read this, it was very eye-opening. When I read, I was like, wow, this is all the information that they are giving to third parties.
Yes, sir.
That I did not know they were doing.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, you know what? If you're doing dirt, don't think you can't be found, because they know how to pin your cell phone,
everything,
your location. Everything. So there is no privacy. So you guys, just like Brother Brent say, just be careful out in these streets.
That's it, man.
Be careful out in these streets and these technological streets. Be careful.
Yes.
All right, brother Black. I'm gonna toss it to you. I'm good.
So that's where I was going with it. Because to Britannica's point, you're saying, well, that's why you don't put your personal stuff on. It doesn't matter, sweetheart. I made peace with giving up my privacy a long time ago. Let me share something with you folks out there. Maybe you don't know. After 9/11, all our rights were signed away anyway.
Almost definitely.
Yeah. There were backdoor deals
whole
that alleviated privacy way back then. I've been made peace with this, and I'm gonna give you a classic example. I've been living in this apartment now going on a month. Day one, I had a technician come out and hook up AT&T internet service. This has nothing to do with social media. How about when night number 3, I want to hook up my streaming services? I could not, because I found out that AT&T internet has advanced security blocks on my internet. So you have to physically call in and tell them to remove those off of your internet because for your own good, like we're children, they're protecting me by babysitting who the hell wants to tap into my internet. So whether it's my streaming service like Hulu, Netflix, so I had to have them remove it. But here's the catch. You don't read the fine print. Do you know that even after haggling with them because they didn't want to remove it, because they want to tell you it's for your benefit, for you guys to take that ish off of my blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And even after haggling with them, here's what they don't tell you.
I'm with you,
because the moment that they take that off, now they're going to manipulate your internet in such a way that you're going to have issues. And guess what? When I won my closet, and the moment I hit the reset button, it goes back to factory default settings,
but you got
which once again put it back on. So I'm sharing this with you guys to understand. It's not just iPhone. It's not social media. It's we shop in Kroger's and we scan our card. When you go shop at the home goods store, ladies, and they ask for your telephone number, all of our information is in some big database, and they monitoring us in so many different ways that we're on right now. That camera that's looking in my face, it's tracking facial recognition and sending it back to a data. We've been gave up our rights, folks.
Yeah.
And truth in advertising is there for a reason. The American business, I'm a business major. They know that people are stupid. A person is smart, but people are stupid. And that's why you can't turn on a TV and see a commercial advertising if your leg hurt, if your head hurt, take this pill, take that pill. And then the fine print, it's more shit that'll hurt you from taking the pill.
Right, exactly.
You know, it's true for advertising. But by law, they can put a big ad out there saying that this pill will cure your headaches, but in small print you can't read, but it also give you diarrhea, stomach ache, make your leg hurt.
That's right.
That's truth in advertising.
Kidney failure.
All that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's so funny, man. I remember when DirecTV was in my house, not the one I live in now. The guy wanted to hook up my internet to the DirecTV, and I said, "No, I don't need it." And he kept pushing it, and I said, "Hey, man, I done told you no." Like, what's the big deal? Like, oh, you can get this. I don't want that. I don't care about no on demand. I don't care. And he just wanted to keep on. He wanted to really. I got it. I get. Do you get an incentive so they can track what I'm watching? No, I just want the box. Don't hook up nothing. Yeah, I already know that game. You know what I'm saying? That's big, dummy. So anyway, yeah, you're right about that, Sherry. Them Jetsons, you know.
Right. She right. Sherry sure is. We saw that in the Jetsons. You ain't playing.
But you know, I just ain't gonna. My kids, they scared of heights, so they ain't getting in no flying car. So
and you know what's fun. You know what's funny? I'm not even stressing over. I'm not really. You know, let me tell people don't stress over this iPhone tracking.
No.
I mean, that's just the world. It's the world we live in. It's the way we got to do business. We technology based, and it's just how we have to deal. So like I say, just be careful with how you handle it. So at the end of the day.
She said, I wasn't finished. My experience in life, I welcome it all, and I'm willing to share it to anyone because it may be an experience that could help others. Well, Sherry, let me help you out. There's a man, he got about 140 years, and he going to want somebody to send him some letters.
Yeah, that was botanical, Brother Brenton.
I mean, botanical. My bad. Botanical. He may want somebody to be his pen pal, so you can. So anyway, if y'all really knew when the first internet and computer was made, y'all, none of us would be born. My mama, my grandmama never wasn't even born. So,
and it was military. It originally started.
It started in military. Yeah, for planes and for all that. Yeah, sure was.
You'll be amazed what the military has now that we won't know for the next 20 years.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So when they say they accidentally killed somebody, no, they knew.
It wasn't no accident. No,
they knew. They just didn't care.
For real.
All right, man. Well, let's move on. You just know, they tracking you. So, and the worst service you got, probably the worst tracking they gonna do. So they just don't even care.
That's probably because if you get like Metro PCS
Sprint,
or a boost, y'all all right. Don't worry about it. Y'all half the time y'all can't get no doggone signal, call nobody anyway.
Y'all ain't got no antivirus. They just y'all have
it. All right, no, I'm sorry. These are just jokes. Metro PCS.
That's it.
We just three black men up here we talking serious and we joke a little bit.
That's right. Yes,
all right,
sir, Master.
All right, we're gonna transition over to. Let me ask you two guys a question real quick. Do you drink beer, brother Brenton, or do you drink it all?
Not.
You don't?
I don't. No, sir. I will occasionally with my wife if she sees fit and if I see it being beneficial to me. But
okay,
I've never let beer hit my lips unless my auntie cooked it, put it on her chicken.
Okay, all right, brother Black.
I do.
Beer? Well, I know you hit everything, but I just want to be specific on beer. You hit beer?
I do drink beer.
Okay, all right. Check this story out.
What you got?
Portland State football head coach Bruce Barnum dropped 14 G's buying beer for fans during their home opener. Portland State coach Bruce Barnum picked up a win. It was the team's home opener. First of all, back up. Let me give you the background real quick. He went on a radio station. He was doing an interview, and he said, "Hey, any Portland State fans is listening, if you mention my name that you were listening to me on air, I will buy your beer during our home opener." So, needless to say, he ended up dropping over 14 G's. And they had to say that they were listening to him for him to pay for his beer, their beer. Here's the thing, though. I mean, this guy Portland State is like in the Big Sky Conference. So honestly, he's not in one of these big conferences. I'm sure he's not making like Nick Saban. He ain't making Nick Saban money. So, but they could get unlimited. It wasn't just one beer. He said, "I will cover your beers during the whole game." My thing is, which is cool. I'm like, yeah, I'd have been down for that. But we already got fans that be acting a fool at these games anyway. So now you're gonna have a head coach buying fans beer so they can act a fool in the stands.
Wow.
And leave there and maybe drive while they been intoxicated. So
that is funny.
It kind of just brought up ding. I don't know if the University of Portland would like for their head coach to be buying fans beers.
Man, you're right. Because somebody had a wreck.
Right.
Boy.
But he did say we don't know if he's going to do this again. But he only did this during the home opener. So I just want to get your guys' take on it. What you think? What you think about it?
So I got a different take on it.
Okay.
The same way I looked at Lil Nas X when he was pregnant. I think it's brilliant marketing strategy. I truly do.
Do you need to market a football game?
Well, Portland State, you do.
Here's my thing, because you set something in motion that pretty much guaranteed now people who may not even have been thinking about going to the game was going to come, if for nothing else, for him to pick up the tab. Not to mention the fact that it might be behind the scenes some boosters that are behind him that are saying that, hey, we'll pay that tab. That don't, maybe the athletic director at the school. I don't for one moment believe that came out of his own pocket.
No, I agree with
I just don't. And I think it's about money, but it's a brilliant marketing strategy. And when we take all that away, do you think they really care about whether fans fight or whether they go home drunk? Hell no.
No, they don't care. Yeah.
No.
No, now that you put it down, you're probably right. He may have paid for it, but believe me, he got reimbursed for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about that for sure. So and they did win the game. So I guess it worked.
Right. Right.
Yeah. But my thing is, the only thing I could see from a school standpoint, the liability issue that you could have.
Yes.
With a coach buying alcoholic beverages for fans, and maybe some underage people that was drinking, maybe was able to sneak in and get one too. So I don't know. I get it, great marketing strategy, but I could also see this coming back to bite you in the butt if something go wrong too.
But brother Kenny, there's a saying, you know, there's no such thing as bad publicity. The fact that we're talking about this from a school I've never heard of.
Never.
Right.
Never.
It did its job.
Yeah, it did. It did. Like I say, they got to win. So we'll see. But anyway, Coach, good looking out. If I'm ever at Portland State, I want my beer, Coach. If you listen, if you watch you save me one of them beers. I don't really want to see y'all play, but I will drink a free beer though.
No, that's right.
That's it.
I'm tossing it back to you, brother Brenton.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you, brother Ken, for those sports insights, man. You the man, brother. She said lawsuits if anyone get hurt. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you know, again, we're talking about justice, right? That.
Yep.
Yeah. No. So you know, there's a loophole for everything, isn't it?
Right.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right, what we got next, man? South Lake Podcast. Listen, y'all, I have just recently began to indulge in podcasts now. Like I'm like moving away from TV.
Okay.
Like I don't enjoy shows anymore. Like it's so much foolishness in reality now. I don't enjoy scripted shows because what we see in reality now, the censorship would probably say, no, you can't do that on TV. Well,
right.
I actually when I look at Facebook, I look at Facebook like I'm watching TV. That's literally what you're doing, right? You are inviting yourselves into the life of somebody else's situation. That's what you do when you watch TV, right? You looking at something and trying to engage in some type of scenario or some type of storyline that is not your own, or if you can relate to it or something. That's literally what you're doing on Facebook. You're literally scrolling through like you're changing channels on DirecTV.
Right. Yeah.
That's in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that.
And so now I just recently come into this whole podcast thing because now you get to hear everybody get to say what they want to say, and they can talk, and you can hear all these different thoughts. And everybody, their mama got a podcast now. If you want,
yeah, that's true.
You know, so this South Lake podcast, I'm familiar with South Lake. Y'all know it's down here in Texas. You know, nice little suburb. But man, if y'all remember the story about those white kids that went to the prom, and then they did like this social media post where they started talking about the N-word, and it just made all the folks in uproar.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, I do.
They got a whole podcast about it. So they still to this day having issues, right, with trying to reform this town. And you know, the town just show you just how much you really ain't got no power. You know what I'm saying? They lump the blacks with the gays now. For some reason, I'm like, oh, so the gays and the blacks are the minority right now. It's like, where did this come from? I was like, okay, whatever. So nevertheless, so they have this situation, y'all. Y'all should go check it out, where these people now are trying to, and it really wasn't in good faith. They were being, what's the word? They were being disingenuous about trying to make things better in South Lake, right? They said they wanted, all right, take it easy, Britannica.
Take it easy, big sis. We'll holler.
All right, then. So South Lake, they still dealing with it. And NBC did a 6-series episode about the whole situation. Like the Dallas Cowboy, Russell Maryland, you know, the old defensive lineman. He lived there. And so he's kind of taking the reins and trying to lead this thing out. Man, these white folks ain't having it, bro. Wow. They are not having it. Wow. And when I tell y'all, when I tell y'all, for everybody, and I don't know what y'all do, so know that if I'm finna say this and I'm stepping on y'all toes, don't even respond because I don't know. But if you don't vote, like, you're an idiot, because that's literally the game that's being played.
Yeah. Right.
Like, don't bring your baseball bat to a basketball game and talk about, well, I'm gonna hit the ball with my bat. That ain't the game we playing, fool.
No, it's the wrong game. Exactly.
Right. So even if you don't vote for the president, at least vote for people in your district.
Local.
Vote for people in your local area.
Definitely. Most definitely.
I mean, because that's the only way things are gonna get done around here. is that we start playing that game.
So what's the big? See, South Lake, I already know they've always had some stuff going on in South Lake. So what is the big issue? What are they dealing with now?
I'm gonna tell you. So basically, South Lake is what really re-agitated that critical race theory thing.
Oh, okay.
That's where this kind of resurfaced. Although the study was done, back in the 80s, I believe. But now that's when it resurfaced, right? And it began to take another identity. And that's when that's where it actually originated from, with this new wave of all these independent school districts now having these diversity people come in. It started with them.
You know what's funny when you think about a lot of, and we're in Texas, and I'm just the predominantly white communities here that have been successful in athletics. Actually, South Lake Carroll is one of the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Austin Westlake is another one. Mm-hmm. When you start having a little diversity in your athletic program, I think that makes that area thinks everything is okay. Because we got a few. We got some because a lot of times it's the professional athletes that end up sending their children in those areas. So now that community is like, oh, it's cool because Nate Newton's son, Trey Newton, went to South Lake Carroll. Just to name some, So now they think, oh no, we don't have any racial problems. There's no issues here.
Crazy.
And those communities normally have more problems when it comes to race than any other ones. So to hear that this is going on in South Lake is not even shocking to me at all.
Yeah. So and now it slid the grapevine, whereas some of the board leaders moved from South Lake, and now these folks getting up and on say don't bring them South Lake problems over here to grapevine. Because they principal, they principal, they basically terminated him in the meeting. The school board, the school board meeting. Yeah, and obviously he's going to appeal that for a lot of. They said he had a laundry list of things that he wasn't doing, but he said that he was never made aware of any of those issues. So-called issues that they said they had, and then they accused him of. Well, a person from the community accused him of teaching critical race theory. So that's what got the ball rolling. So there we have it. That's in Grapevine, another community that's predominantly white. So that's right.
There you go.
Yeah. So man, if y'all hadn't seen it, man, y'all should just check out this podcast. Yeah, I mean it's like just trade that Power Book 3 Black. That South Lake podcast, man.
Yeah, because I'm completely oblivious to. I didn't know anything about it.
Man, it's crazy when I tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you one thing that really blew my mind. They had a couple board members that they end up going to jail because they broke a rule. How do you go to jail as a school board member for breaking the rule?
Breaking the rule.
They wanted to get them off the board so they can replace them with the people that were going to go with the thing. It's deep, bro.
It goes back to politics. Going back to what we were talking about earlier with the Congress. I mean, they run the game. They in power, so they can make up the rules and move the goalposts whenever they want to. So that goes back to what you just said, Brother Brenton. We got to get out and vote in your local. You got to know what's going on in your backyard, man. Obviously the presidential election, cool, whatever. But man, every 2 years,
I've been saying that for a while.
You got to vote for your senators, man, and your representatives, man, and your locals, your city council, because that's where what they say and do affects you more so than what's going on in Washington.
Yeah,
I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, man, just vote for your HOA even.
Right.
Yeah, they'll bust your head too.
Yep.
I just want y'all to check out that podcast if you can. It's on, it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Just get your head out the sand because somebody's gonna try to bury you in there if you ain't paying attention anyway. So that's what I want to say about that, man. Just to lean on that. Man, what we got next? Now listen, I know ain't none of y'all heard about this one. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I thought it was funny at first until I started looking at it, and I said, "This is getting out of hand. This is ridiculous." So apparently now, y'all, here we go with these tablets, right?
Here we go.
Here we go with these tablets.
Hey, you think R. Kelly gonna have a tablet?
bro. Yeah, he probably don't throw it on the ground, man. Yeah. He gonna have one
He
too.
gonna have one.
Okay.
Yeah. So this thing called Endeavor RX. It's the first FDA approved video game to treat attention deficit, hyper. I don't know what the other D is. Attention deficit hyper disorder. Maybe that's
hyper deficit disorder.
Yeah, ADHD.
ADHD.
Yeah.
Okay.
They say that they have a video game that helps do that. And I had to catch myself because I thought it was funny at first, but then I said, you fools will sell sand at the beach. Y'all would sell ice in Alaska if y'all could. You mean to tell me that you made a video game that's gonna help? No, what you did was you put a video game and you said to make parents feel better, like they're treating their kids. No, you giving them this game so they can shut up. That's what you did. They paying attention because they doing something they like. Y'all, man, dude, I said I don't really understand the purpose of what they're doing. But if the FDA, this is supposed to be the people we supposed to be trusted, right? And this is their point. It's not easy to raise a kid with ADHD. Well, man, everybody has an attention deficit at some point,
right?
Even an adult.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, dude, I wish a woman at a school tried to tell me that my son need to be on some. They said, hey, your son is really hyper. I said, you might want to get you another job. Because ain't everybody kids in there hyper? Look at him. He won't sit down. Don't tell me about my son. I'm talking about the rest of these kids in there. What you talking about, man? So I just, they're saying that this era is the very first digital treatment delivered through a video game experience. It's such an intriguing idea. It's useful for those kids who don't respond well to the available medication, and those who do but are looking for even better results.
My question is because I mean a video game is only really a quick fix. I mean that's not that only for that certain time that child would be on there. So once he gets off the video game, then what? I mean, okay, just like you said, is it just me time? And I read the article and it was very interesting. But I did read the numbers and the testing that they done on it, and just the improvement. The numbers didn't seem to change that much for the kids that they tested to do it, and those that didn't. It didn't seem like a big improvement. So my question is, who's getting the money? Where's the money trail? You can always find them. You always follow the money trail when it's something like this.
Man, and Black, I'm gonna let you say something. I just want to say this, that it's the reality of people trying to play pretend, right? They didn't want the kids in the first place.
Yeah.
And because they kept them, well, they said, well, doggone, since I got to keep them, how do I make them shut up? Yeah. And it just takes somebody that got, like you said, a little money to say, oh, this will help. No. If you had them, raise them. And that's what it's hard work. Don't get me wrong. It's very annoying. It's very tough to do that. But doggone it, you got to make the sacrifice and do it. We're just too busy.
Right.
Black,
where you ended is for me. Where for me it's problematic is because we've done everything in our power as a nation to take parenting out of the hands of parents. That's my problem with it.
Yes.
Can I sit here definitively and say that the technology isn't there to maybe assist and help these kids with some of these issues? Probably so, Don't get me wrong, the advancements in science, technology, but the problem is I don't trust the medical community anymore. They've lost all credibility, and we talked about the truth in advertising just a second ago. My thing is, for you, the FDA endorsing this, your credibility is shot with me already, because how many other things have you endorsed that I know for a fact are not good for us? Right. And so what partnership do you have with this company that's making you come out now and saying that this is a fix for it? When in reality, you bring up a brilliant point, Brenton, is that you go back 30 years ago, we didn't hear about all these medical conditions and you got to take a pill for that. Sometimes a good old-fashioned ass whooping will settle a lot of things down. Because kids are going to be kids. And the Bible tells you, spare the rod, spoil the child. But we become a nation where we don't discipline, we don't hold accountable, we don't tell kids no, we medicate them for every little thing. And so now we're trying to use a game and technology to fix it because we're taking parenting out of households. We'd already took religion out of schools. Now we're taking parenting out of school. Can't whoop your kids anymore. So now you want to go beyond even medicating them to tell them they can play a game. And like you said, Brother Kenny, even if it does work, that's a Band-Aid on the bigger problem because you're not getting to the crux of what's creating this condition. And so for me, it's just sad that you're constantly looking for ways instead of addressing the real problem. It's like I look at commercials where they get every kind of Swiffer, jet mop and everything. And when good old-fashioned putting a mop in water and put a little elbow grease, cleaning up your goddamn floor. So my thing is, if you got kids that's having a problem, address the kid that have the problem. And in your household, address it in your, what is the reason why? Did you pay your bills? Is that why the kid can't sleep at night? You know, is he afraid because you're arguing and drinking and breaking stuff? Right. Get to the crux of the problem instead of trying to fix it with these Band-Aids.
That's it. Yeah. So I'm just telling y'all, man, you know, we going from robots to video games. I mean, what else they gonna fix? I don't even want to think about it. So.
I don't either.
Yeah. So we just got two smartphone good. So I'm just letting y'all know it's out there. So y'all just be careful. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be on them electronics like that, no way. But it's so easy, right? It's just the one thing that just keep them shutting up because you're tired of talking. I literally, well, I don't want to put my kids out there like that. But I'm telling you, I have to catch myself, right? Because they be talking. It's like I told my wife this. I said, you know, I don't want to ever be found guilty to make my kids feel like they can't talk to me, because you know what will make me the most irate is if my son wanted to talk to somebody else because he thought that they would listen to him.
That's man.
So every time I find myself getting ready to get annoyed, I said, what if he didn't think well, so-and-so dad to listen to me, I'll just talk to him.
Right.
And then I may have to whoop somebody for something I did. Stop talking to my son, man. Come on, boy, and tell me what happened today. So I just catch myself, man, doing that, man. Just bearing through it and just making sure that, man, listen, I don't want somebody like R. Kelly, you know, want to show him something, man. And again, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That's all he was doing, was showing these kids attention.
That's really what it was. Right. That's when you really think about it.
You see me lasso that thing around it, that cow in it. That's all he was
really
doing,
all
bro.
it was.
He was showing them something. He was giving them something that they aspired to do. And every kid that was in there, for the most part, I ain't gonna say every, but for the most part, all of them were coming from broken homes or something wrong in the home.
And he ain't the only one, and that trick been working.
That's it, man.
Right. He ain't the only one. Yeah, exactly.
You know.
So I'm just telling y'all, man, while y'all sitting up being annoyed by the things that y'all created, you know, that 2 minutes of pleasure, 18 years of headache. You know, think twice.
Two minutes, bro.
I'm being generous to those that don't have what it takes, Kenny. All right. If you the man, Doc. They gonna come see you, Doc.
I'm not getting ready to take that left. I'm not turning left. I'm turning right. I'm turning right.
I'll try to give you that no look pass.
No, man. I'll pass that thing back.
All right, man. Let's move on. We almost out of here. Come on, I got one more thing. Black. I didn't know how you felt about this one, but I knew you gonna get a kick out of this one. So listen, there's a story that. What is this? The Daily Caller. They said now scientists, they believe they found the physical evidence of one of the most infamous Bible stories. Do y'all want to take a guess what story that is?
I already know.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
They didn't say they found the gay gene. They said that they just found out that they saw that storm that supposedly had,
right,
blown up the whole town. Now they found evidence through all the excavating, right, and all these remnants things that it said they believe that the atmosphere hurled icy space rocks at 38,000 miles an hour toward this ancient city, Sodom.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible describes the destruction of an urban center near the Dead Sea with stone and fire falling from the sky. The discovery is a result of 15 years worth of excavation work. Moore wrote, scientists suspect a firestorm led to the city's destruction due to the presence of a roughly 5-foot thick jumbled layer of charcoal. Now, I don't know if this is information we can't use or if this is really something that's interesting, or if this is like, who cares? Like, I mean, everybody that believes they're gonna stand on one side or the other, right? All I'm saying is that's just what they out here saying. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but
I do have an interesting take on this.
Okay, go for it. Then.
I really and truly do.
Okay.
It's funny. It's laughable for me, as a person of faith, so contrary to what some of the things come out of my mouth, believe it or not, folks, I am a man of faith. I'm a work in progress. I have my own personal relationship with God, but at the end of it, in my core, I believe in God, Now, when I read this, it's laughable, but it's very, very disturbing and sad on two levels for me.
Mm-hmm.
On the one hand, it truly works to what I know the Bible talks about anyway. I just said a second ago, they took God out of schools.
Mm-hmm.
What we've done again, not as a country, as in the world, we're removing God from even things that he has done. If you believe, I believe in God, so full disclosure. But my thing is, for science, which is in many cases, in most cases, in direct opposition to what God and the Bible teaches, you're going to sit up and tell me that a 15-year study now proves that something that God did, because you've taken the entire context of what happened to that city and forget about that. Right. That God was destroying the city because it was wickedness and a bunch of big buddies. All right. We're not going to, we're going to take that out of it.
Flag on the play.
Right.
But now we're not even going to focus on that. We're just going to focus on that we've come up with a scientific explanation to explain that this happened for millions of years ago.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the disgraceful part of it. And the other part of it is, I don't want to say this delicately. Some people, they will do anything not to work a real job. While some of us are out here earning a living, going to school, getting education, we get up every day. Some people will spend 15 years studying why this happened. And you know what? There's a speck of dust over in the Galileo, spectrum. Let's see what that's all about. Oh, you know what? Let's measure why this polar ice caps are melting at a 15% rate and not a 13% rate. Some people will do anything not to work, you lazy sons of mothers.
Look at him moving around like that. That's an articulate brother right there. Y'all hear that? Sons of mothers.
Yeah. He kept
if y'all didn't know, those were two songs put together. Sons of mothers. All right. We'll leave it at that. At this point, I'll say this, and y'all know I don't slide left like this all the time. I'm just gonna make this statement. At its core, the Bible has never asked us to believe in it because of its logic. Although there are logical things in it, the scripture has never asked us to believe in it because of its logical understanding. It said that the best way to do it is you have to have faith. Now, it made the atheists feel comfortable because now science is proving things, and they say, well, see, if we can't prove it, then it ain't real. So we'll give y'all that in the Bible, but the rest of it, ain't listening to it.
Yeah.
Well, the Bible never asked us to do that. It told us to do it by faith. So I'm just saying. So we ain't tripping off that. So anyway, all right. Well, Ken, you don't fool with the Bob. You ain't talking about that.
No.
I'm being
cool.
tongue in cheek when I say
I
that.
know. You know, I grew up Kojic, so yeah, I'm all about
That's
that.
all right.
But you know, you guys, y'all did that eloquently. There's nothing
Yes,
I
sir.
can add. It's nothing I can add to it.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
honestly, to me, it was news I couldn't use, but I just thought it was an interesting read. But yeah, it was. You know, it's a waste of probably 10 minutes of my time. But that's
I would say this to all the scientists are listening and whoever else is watching us right now. Hey, why don't y'all listen? The greatest trick the devil ever made was to prove that he don't exist. Why don't y'all go find him?
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, go find him then.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. Thank you, Miss Sherry. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Miss Sherry. Yeah.
All right. Where we at? I think we're at the best part of the show, ain't we?
I think we are.
I think it is. Yeah. Come on, sir. Come on. I think
y'all hit my segment.
I think that's where we at. She gonna let me know in a minute, but yes, thank you, Miss Sherry. Thank you,
Sherry. Appreciate you.
All right, yeah, it's you, bro.
So my segment's called "Let Me Holler at You Guys About Death and Taxes." Now, if you haven't heard that expression, it's been around. Ben Franklin is credited with saying the only things in life that are certain is death and taxes. What got me thinking about this recently was the death of A.J. Johnson, the comedian, death that got by us last Friday. Yeah, so in the midst of so many things happening, social media popped up and oh my God, we discovered that A.J. Johnson had passed away, was found unresponsive and this and that. And in case you don't know who A.J. Johnson is, he is most famous for Zell, the character in the movie Friday, comedian. So, why did it get me going and think about death and taxes? It's because his wife put out a GoFundMe where she wanted some help burying him. And she went on a social media rant when it only raised about $700. And she went on social media and basically said, talked about fake love. All the people that say they loved AJ and why aren't you helping me? Because I have to pay for this out of my pocket and I have to bury him and I'm going to give him the burial that he deserves. So for me, I got angry at first that why is that our responsibility to bury your husband? But then I had to take a step back and I realized we see this all the time, especially with our brothers and sisters, rich and famous and some just in general. How many times in our own personal lives when somebody dies and we discover, my God, this family don't have the money to bury them. They didn't prepare for this. You know what I'm saying? There was no insurance policy in place. Sometimes our loved ones have to sit for 2-3 weeks before we bury them. And sometimes they have to get buried in a pine box because the money can't be come up with. So I got to thinking about that quote. The only things in life that are certain is death and taxes. And while that may be a fatalistic way to look at things, it talks about the inevitable that if we live long enough, we're going to die. Loved ones are going to die. And guess what? You're going to have to pay taxes. The government might let you get away with all kinds of things, but one thing they ain't going to let you get away with is they're going to get their due. And so if this is inevitable, I wanted to turn this into a PSA announcement for my brothers and sisters. Why do you think it is that Black people always look at taxes like this sunken place? Well, number one, over 40% of Black people make less than $30,000 a year. So that means that they are not in a position to take advantage of the tax breaks and tax codes like everybody else. And when you think about how our government is set up to collect taxes, ordinary wages, those are taxed between 10% and 37%. That's why when you look on your check and see FICA, no matter how hard you work, they coming for yours.
Yeah, they getting it.
But guess what? Capital gains is taxed only at 0 to 20%. Now, what is capital gains? That's proceeds from stocks and bonds. How many of us have stocks and bonds? And what's so tragic about that is you're one of the few ones You know, we as a people, we're just now getting into that. But by and large, the Joe Q. Citizen, the Browns, the Smiths, the Johnsons, they don't have stocks and bonds. And what's crazy is 70% of Americans are actually eligible to file their taxes for free, but only 3% of us take advantage of it because it's not publicized and it's not known about.
That's true.
So when it comes to filing taxes, that's why a Wesley Snipes goes to jail. That's why a Chris Tucker lost the bulk of his money to paying taxes, because we're not educated about this. Yep. And when you think about why we don't have life insurance policies, do you know that African Americans have 1/3 the coverage of whites? And when we do have coverage for death insurance, life insurance, it only amounts to about 1 year's worth. For white people, it's 3 years worth. So how did this happen? Well, after the Civil War, when they set up the system of insurance, they automatically classified Black people as high-risk candidates. And in the 1960s, they actually created separate rates for Blacks and whites. So the fix was in from the very beginning. The discriminatory practices against medical care, housing, education, these are things have a direct correlation on generational wealth and why we as African Americans, we are not prepared for the inevitable about death and taxes.
Yep.
So while I don't agree with J.J. Johnson's wife, it's a sad state of affairs, and baby, that's your responsibility.
Yep.
He should have planned with that, because you can't get mad with us because
Right.
when he was making his money, you didn't share the wealth with us then. That's your responsibility. But it speaks to a larger problem, especially amongst African Americans, that we are not preparing for the most basic things that are inevitable.
Yep.
Death and taxes. So if you don't hear nothing else about what I'm talking about, whether you agree or not, get you some life insurance.
Yep.
Plan for the future. Don't put your family in that position, even if it's just planning for getting cremated, because it's an unfair advantage to put on your family. And it's something so simple, because if we can support Beyonce and concerts and all that other crap, get you some life insurance and some burial insurance and take that burden off of your family, because no matter what, death and taxes, they don't stop and they don't take a day off.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff, brother. Good stuff,
Good stuff.
man.
As always, heck of a segment. Always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will say this, man. I don't really like. I don't feel like I boast about things I do. That's not who I am. But I think I if I say things, I'm saying it to be helpful, right? And so I want to tell you this, man. Like, I learned something from my Hispanic brothers and sisters. You know, they put their money together, right? And then I remember a partner of mine was trying to put me in a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, I had
said,
that
man,
happen too.
You know what I'm saying, man? I said, you crazy. So I sat up and I thought about it, because my kids kept asking me for money. I said, no, you know what? I said, I'm gonna set up a pyramid scheme for my own family. So I got 4 kids and 3 of them working. And so what I start doing is every month we pay a certain amount of money into this pot. And every month one of us get that money. And what I'm gonna do, it may be a few $100s now, but when they get older and they making their money, and then we start putting a couple thousands in there each month, and then we all giving ourselves our own bonuses.
That's what's
I
up.
don't need your bonus. I give myself my own bonus.
That's
and then
what's up.
what we can do is we can use that money, and then we can go on our family vacations.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
I'm saying, y'all, I don't have to hit the home run.
Yeah.
Listen, Ichiro is one of the greatest baseball players that ever played. He only known for doing what? Putting up hits.
Putting up hits. Yep.
That's it.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
when R. Kelly wasn't inmate 28297, he was okay. I'm sorry. He was putting up hits, man. Pray for me, Black.
I'm gonna blame somebody Kelly when I get off.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Listen, do play the 12 play. I know, man. Listen, putting up hits, Doc. All I'm saying, man, start with your family.
Yeah.
Stop making them take out loans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Start
your own wealth.
GoFundMe pages and all that stuff.
Man.
Yeah.
Listen, start your own wealth.
Yeah.
My son now hustling. Over there, I'm his pusher. I'm his supplier. He got me going to the store every week, getting boxes of chips and snacks and stuff. And he over there killing the game. That clown brought home $65 the other day.
I know that's right.
That's what's up.
That's fucking head, boy.
That's a nice little hustle. Ain't nothing wrong with
that.
What's
hey man, that's what I'm saying, right? So I'm teaching minds, bro. Like we're gonna do this thing. It don't matter nobody else doing, and I'm just sharing with y'all so that maybe you guys, I know, man. Maybe somebody else will say, "Oh man, I need to start doing that with my kids." Yeah,
right.
You should.
That's right.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron, brother.
That's
iron
right.
Sharpens iron.
$50 a month, y'all waste that.
Yeah.
And then somebody just take that money and they get $200-300 at a time. And the more y'all do, the better y'all. Then guess what?
Yeah.
What y'all doing? How y'all in Cabo?
That's right.
We pay
That's
for
right.
it.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. So, all right, man. So appreciate that, brother. Yeah, man. I'm tired of seeing all these celebrities.
Well, update on that story. They did end up raising $50,000.
They surely did. After she get on it, but it shouldn't have took all of that.
Yeah, right. I'm with you, Black. It shouldn't have even been that at all.
That's just for the programs.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What y'all gonna do about the rest of it? I just told my listen. I'm burnt. If y'all put me in charge of y'all body, just know I'm putting it in that furnace.
Oh, no.
I wish I would use a casket.
Me too.
I heard that. All right. Well, at least you honest, brother. At least you honest.
Me too.
So if you don't want me in charge, if you don't want to be, what do you say? Ashes to ashes.
That's right. Me too.
Put me in charge.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm getting you up out of here, man. I'm tired of carrying y'all to the doggone car. Shoot. Anyway. All right, let's go to the next one, man. Let's get up out of here. So y'all know how we do. I want to talk about the African American, and now I want to talk about justice. We have identified on this show that African American, in my opinion, is an ideology, and we have an ideology in our workplace, but it's an African American ideology. So here's the case. You work on a job 5-10 years. You develop relationships with people. And a lot of times you develop relationships with people that's in your area, right? And maybe you have the same color. But there's a problem. When you become the person that begins to be singled out because you've done something, and upper management now wants to come for you because you pissed somebody off, all of a sudden, your relationship with your brothers and sisters that's in the same department, everybody goes dark silent on you. They don't, nobody wants to speak up because you're being done wrong. Why? Because they got to keep their job. Y'all know where they come from? That plantation.
Yep.
When the master is mad at somebody because they didn't pick enough or because you ate more than what you're supposed to, all of a sudden now you getting singled out. And you know why ain't nobody else gonna say nothing? Because they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to get beat. They don't want to go through. So the folks on your job will love you today, but they'll watch you walk out the door and won't say one word.
That's right. And
they'll just go back to doing exactly what they were doing before you left. You all right, Keisha? You all right? Little Daniel? But they just walked your boy about him. That's an ideology, y'all.
Right.
And we can't be a people that's gonna stick together if we're not willing to put up and stand up for other people.
Right.
And when people are doing them wrong just because we're afraid that we're gonna be next. So what?
Right.
That's an ideology. That's why I'm not African American. I'm black. And just know, if I see somebody being done wrong, hey man, I'm gonna say, hey dude, what's up with this, man? What you doing? I may not have a fight in the world, but you know, I'm not gonna go down, especially if we cool.
Right.
You gonna put that man? That man got a family to feed. What you doing?
Right.
All right. That's the African American, man. When it comes to justice, we just listen. We cool until you get put on the spotlight.
Yeah.
Man, I said, man, that was jacked up what they did though, so and so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you speaking facts, bro.
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
Everybody get up and man, firsthand, bro. Everybody gets up in arms. Like, it's really funny to me. Nobody has a passion for something until it happens to them. Right?
Yeah.
The person don't care nothing about moms, drunk drivers of America until then you become that mama.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Nobody cared about Trayvon Martin's mama until somebody else's son got it. Then all of a sudden now you see the pain. Why ain't nobody coming to help us?
Yeah.
That's an African American ideology.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just telling y'all. It's a problem for me, man. I'm just call it like I see it, bro. So.
Hey, brother, you stepped on some toes with that one, but sometimes we got to have our toes stepped on. Now the problem is will we listen? Because a lot of times we hear you, but are we listening? You feel me? So as a people, we do have to do better. And I always say when a brother says I am my brother's keeper.
That's right.
You better mean it when you say it, because really, are you your brother's keeper when it?
That's right.
When the ish hit the fan.
That's right.
Are you still your brother's keeper then? So brother Brenton, hey man, you not going out the park with that one, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to get us to a better place. Yeah, man. Got to look out for one another, bro, for sure. Yeah. So I know it's hard, and maybe people don't deserve it, but doggone it, man, we got to start somewhere.
Right.
Somewhere. I know we all want to go get the Jaguars and the Porsche, but maybe you can afford the F-150 electric truck now.
Yeah.
Start somewhere.
Yeah.
Start somewhere. Man, brothers, I've enjoyed y'all this morning, man. Listen, I love the way we put this thing down, man. I enjoy the wholesomeness and just the ability to want to make people better. You know what I'm saying? Intellectually. And so if we don't listen, if us three and the other two, whenever they show up, listen, if we don't do nothing else, man, we impacting this world. I don't care if it's 2 people.
Right.
Cool. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna remember something we said.
Right. Right. I'm with you, bro. Where 2 or 3 are gathered.
All right, preacher. Come on,
hey, see, you didn't think. See, brother Brent thought I was a heathen. See, I told you.
Listen, if I don't think Lee Black, I don't think you.
I am a heathen.
Listen, I have to sit here and listen to him tell people he's a man of faith, and he'll call him. He'll start talking about them.
I'm working on myself, man.
Boy, listen, I'm gonna tell you, if ain't nothing else, you gonna cut in line in front of him when he get up to heaven. Just know that. Now let Kenny go first.
We got some stuff to talk about. You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, gonna let him cut Kenny.
You gonna pull your coattail. No, you step over here.
I said, let leave that out. No. Let Kenny go first. Wait.
Y'all go in there. Gonna be a while.
I got some explaining to do.
Yeah. Oh man.
Anyway, man, final thought, man. Go on, Ken. Hit us with it, brother.
Oh man, the show was always awesome, man. You brothers just enjoy us sitting up here and talking and giving the people something, from a black man perspective. So man, I always love Mondays. Look forward to talking to you guys, chopping it up. My final thoughts is, man, it's a sad day for probably who we would consider the king of R&B, R. Kelly. And I'm gonna say this: R. Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly. He was a sick man. He was sick. He had some demons. He had some things happen in his early childhood that he never recovered from, and nobody helped him. And first of all, I don't want nobody coming at me. I'm not taking up for his behavior as an older man, but I'm saying he had some demons and he had some issues that nobody helped him. And my thing is, if you're an accomplice and if you uphold a person's whatever they may be doing that's illegal, those people that upheld R. Kelly's behavior, they were our accomplices to the damage that he did to those young ladies. Just as dirty. So my final thought is don't be an accomplice.
Yeah.
don't uphold it. I don't care if it's family. I don't care who it is. If it's family or whatever. If you know they doing dirty and you know about it and you don't do anything about it, you're just as wrong as the person that's doing the crime. So those are my final thoughts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Alfonso Black, let him have it, man.
So I agree with you 1,000%. And I'll piggyback on that. And I'll use one of the viewers who he said it, which drives my final thought. Aaron Dominique, he says, we don't have the village mentality anymore. And that really hit home for me with this show. I do a show called Real Talk for Real Men. I'm proud of the fact that we've come so far that as 3 Black men from different walks of life, different positions, that we can sit for the last hour and a half and articulate our views in such a way that we don't do enough of this.
Yes.
And so every show is not going to be lollipops and sunshine. We tackle some big topics here, believe it or not.
Right.
And I'm proud of the fact that, Brenton, what you've done when you put together these segments, and I never look at, I don't look at the feed through the week, so I don't know what you're going to talk about. I purposely stay away from that because I want my views to be fresh. But I love the fact that you mix a nice hodgepodge of political, cultural, social issues for us to talk about in such a way from a Black man's point of view.
Yes,
and
sir.
we're doing it without smoking a blunt,
right?
Without cursing every other word. We use a little foul language because it's an adult conversation. Yes. But I love the fact that at the end of it all, we do have that village mentality because there's a dozen things we could be doing. We missed the game tonight. But we think it's important enough to show up here every Monday to try to impart a little bit of knowledge, I think, for the sake of the village, that if you've never heard it, not everybody watches the news. Not everybody likes CNN. Not everybody reads the news. And so I love what you've set up and what we're bringing to the table, that we're opening a door mentally to talk about subjects that they haven't heard discussed in this real way. And for that, I'm proud of the village mentality, because through the laughs, through the jokes, through everything else, we're doing this because we love each other. And I don't mean just the people on this panel. We love our people.
Yes.
We love our brothers and sisters, and we want to see us do better. And that's for me.
That's right. And that's right. Yes, sir.
Facts.
And at the same time, I don't have a problem with white people.
I don't either.
And I'm saying that, like, when I'm speaking, I know I'm speaking for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Right. And sometimes folks, if you don't hear them, if you don't say it, well, I don't know. No,
right.
True. I don't have a problem with y'all.
That's right.
Listen, I just call a spade what a spade is. And if I see you creeping in my window, just know. You know what I'm saying? Your mind's telling you no, but your body,
you ain't gonna stop it.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. That's it for Kelly, man. I just listen, man. We're gonna look back on it and be like, man, shit. Or maybe at least one more before you get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? and may go do We Are the World up there at the pen. You know what I'm saying? Or something. I don't know what
right.
We say I'll add growing up predominantly white and hearing from you all helps me understand who we are as people better. Thank you, brother.
We appreciate that. Hey, man, that's a heck of a compliment, and we don't take that lightly. Appreciate you, brother Aaron. Appreciate that.
Not at all, man. Listen, so that's why we're gonna keep doing this until the wheels fall off. Because you know what? Somebody's children is growing up right now. They're gonna want to know they don't have a father at home.
That's right.
They don't have somebody that can give them good ideas that say, "Oh, I'm gonna try that." You know what I'm saying? Black gave y'all some good ideas. You know what I'm saying, about how to get some money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right, man. My final thought is real simple. You know, I wasn't gonna be deep today. You know, I want to hear up so y'all can get to the game. The Cowboys up, apparently.
Yeah, they up. They up 27-14.
Well, they got a whole quarter, so you know, we'll see. But listen, y'all heard the term "stupid is, stupid does," right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen what they look like as a person?
Actually, I have seen quite a few of those as a person, but
Okay, good.
I got a feeling you get ready to show us.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, if stupid is and stupid does is perfect, this is what it would look like.
All right, whenever you're ready. You okay?
You all right?
Yeah.
What happened? You slipped?
Yeah. Okay.
That joker missed the whole water. Listen, I don't know what drug she's on. I don't know if she came out of Illinois across the state line or what. Listen,
she got it right the second time, but that first time was an epic fail.
Oh my goodness, man.
That first time was an epic fail, boy.
Yes, man. I don't know what music she was playing in her mind to make her think that. I don't know how she missed that whole thing.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
Listen, like Whitney used to say, cocaine is a heck of a drug, man.
That's right.
Maybe she was snorting some, so I don't know. I'm just saying, listen, that as big as that ocean was, you gonna anyway. So that's what stupid is and stupid does look like, y'all. So, so y'all know. So as for me, Black and Kenny, ain't no stupid in us, but we'll holler at y'all Monday. Later.
Peace.
Peace.